Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about evaluating expressions, and before watching this video you should probably have some experience with working with integers, so you should know how to add and subtract, multiply and divide with signed numbers. Okay, so today we're looking at finding the value of an expression using variables, and you can see that we have some positives and some negatives, which is why you need to know your integers. Okay, so number one, x plus y minus z. So x would be 3 plus y is negative 2 minus z, which is 6. So this right here, plus negative, really means just 3 minus 2 minus 6. Whenever you have a positive and a negative together, that's a negative. And then the order of operations, we're supposed to add and subtract from left to right. So 3 minus 2 would be 1, minus 6, which would be negative 5. Okay, number 2, negative x minus y. So again, x is 3, so negative x, negative 3, minus y is negative 2. So now we have two negatives in a row, which means it becomes positive. So negative 3 plus 2, and then subtract and take the sign of the higher number, which would be negative 1. Number 3, multiplying x times z. So that's 3 times z is 6 plus 5 times y, which is negative 2. So 18 plus 5 times negative 2 is negative 10. And as I said in number 1, if you have plus and negative together, that really just means negative. So 18 minus 10, which would equal 8. And number 4, y times z minus x. So y is negative 2 times z, which is 6, minus x is 3. So negative 2 times 6 would be negative 12 minus 3. And since they're both negative, but they're not two negatives in a row, that would mean that we're combining 12 and 3 and keeping the number negative, so it would be negative 15. Okay, let me just make some room here so I can move on. Need to find a faster way to erase this. If anybody knows that, you can leave a comment in the comment section and tell me how to erase it quicker. Okay, number 5, x plus z squared. So in the parentheses we have 3 plus z is 6 and squared. And remember that order of operations, parentheses comes first. So we would do 3 plus 6 first, which is 9 squared. And to square a number means to multiply it by itself. So this would mean 9 times 9, which is 81. Okay, so why don't you pause the video for a few minutes and try numbers 6 through 10 and see when you're ready, come back, see how far you can get. Okay, so let's take a look at number 6. Number 6 is x times y, so 3 times -2 plus z is 6. So we have 3 times -2 is -6 plus 6, and that's the opposite of each other, or additive inverses, which means 0. And number 7, z minus y would be 6 minus -2 plus 4 times 3. So that's that double negative again here. So 6 plus 2 plus 4 times 3 is 12. And then we go right to left. We go left to right. Silly me. 6 plus 2 is 8 plus 12 would be, wow, what am I doing? 20. Sorry about that. Okay, number 8. X is 3 times y is -2 plus 6. Actually, I think I'm going to want to edit that out and just start all over. I think that would be best, rather than looking stupid. I'll just cut that out. Okay, number 7. Z is 6 minus y is -2 plus 4 times 3. Okay, so here's that double negative again. So that would really be 6 plus 2 plus 4 times 3 is 12. And then we go from left to right. 6 plus 2 is 8 plus 12, which would be 20. And number 8, x is 3 times y plus z, -2 plus 6. So again, parentheses first, so let's keep that 3. -2 plus 6 would be +4, then multiply, and that should be 12. Number 9, negative z, so -6 plus x is 3 minus y is -2. So this double negative, I'm going to change, -6 plus 3 plus 2, and then left to right. So -6 plus 3 is -3, plus 2 is -1. And number 10, let me just make a little bit of room here. Will be 4 times y plus z, y plus x plus 3. So 4 times, parentheses, -2 plus 3 is 1, and 4 times 1 is 4. Okay, so that wasn't too bad. Now this next set is going to get a little more complicated. We've got some more operations than we had in the first set, but the idea is the same. We're going to plug in and follow order of operations, and always be aware of your negatives and your integer rules. Okay, so let's take a look at number 11. We have m times n plus p. So m is -4 times n is 6 plus 2. So let's multiply first, -24 plus 2, and that's subtract and take the sign of the higher, which would be -22. Number 12, 3 times m minus n. So that's 3 times m is -4 minus n is 6. So we multiply first, negative 12 minus 6. So that's, again, add them together because they're both negative and keep the negative. So negative 18. Number 13, p minus m. So p is 2 minus m is negative 4 plus n is plus 6. So we have a double negative here. Let's make that positive. So 2 plus 4 plus 6. And then left to right, 2 plus 4 is 6 plus 6 is 12. Okay, number 14 is a biggie. Let's try and see what this large eraser does. It doesn't seem to do much better than the small eraser. All right. Okay, so number 14, we have 3 times p plus m is 2 plus negative 4 minus n is 6. Okay, so in the parentheses, let's keep that 3 for a minute. 2 plus negative 4. So remember, plus negative really means 2 minus 4, which would be negative 2. Then we multiply. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6 minus 6. And again, combine those two 6's and keep the negative. So negative 12. And number 15. Okay, let's get that pen back, is n plus np. So n is 6 plus n times p is 6 times 2 minus m, which is negative 4. Okay, so we have 6 plus, let's multiply. 6 times 2 is 12, and double negative is positive 4. Now left to right, 6 plus 12 is 18, plus 4 is 22. Okay, so why don't you hit pause again, try that next set of 5, and come back when you're ready. Okay, number 16, n minus p times m. So let's go 6 minus 2 times negative 4. So remember, multiply first, so keep that 6, and then multiply. Negative 2 times negative 4 is positive 8. And then 6 plus 8 is 14. Number 17, p is 2 times n minus m, negative 4. Okay, so in the parentheses, we have a double negative, so that's really 6 plus 4, which is 10, and then 2 times 10 would be 20. Number 18, lots of negatives in there. That's okay. We have a negative of m, which is negative 4. Then we have negative 6, and then plus 9 times 2. Okay, so double negative here would be a positive 4 minus 6 plus 18. So again, left to right, 4 minus 6 is negative 2 plus 18, and subtract, and that would be positive 16. Okay, number 19, 5m, so 5 times negative 4. minus n is 6, and plus 8 times 2. Okay, so first we multiply. 5 times negative 4 is negative 20. Let's keep that negative 6 and then multiply again, 16. Now left to right, negative 20 minus 6, those are both negative, so we add them, keep the negative. And then because we have a negative and a positive, subtract and take the sign of the higher, so that would be negative 10. And number 20. I hope you're not getting scared looking at the word problem coming up. I know whenever my students see word problems, they automatically panic, even though they may not be that bad. Okay, so number 20, we have 6 times 2 minus 7 times negative 4. So 6 times 2 is 12. 2 negatives becomes positive. 7 times 4 is 28. And if we add 12 and 28, we get 40. Okay, so now we're ready for those word problems, I hope. Just scroll down a little bit more. Okay, the produce manager at Quick Check Supermarket writes the expression 2G plus 3S to calculate the cost of fruit salad. G represents the number of pounds of grapes used and S represents the number of pounds of strawberries used. 2 and 3 represent the cost in dollars per pound of fruit. On Monday, a clerk makes fruit salad using 4 pounds of grapes and 6 pounds of strawberries. What is the cost of the fruit salad? Okay, so that just means $2 per pound of grapes and $3 per pound of strawberries. So if we plug in the number of pounds that we have in the problem, 4 pounds and 6 pounds, we get 2 times 4 plus 3 times 6. Now let's evaluate that. Multiply first. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 3 times 6 is 18, and 8 plus 18 would be 26. So that means that it cost the store $26 to make all the fruit salad, and now that probably means they're going to put it in small containers and sell it, and this is going to tell them how much they spent on it, so it gives them an idea how much they need to charge to make a profit. Okay, moving on. See, that wasn't so hard. You saw words, got scared, but that was nothing. Okay, number 22. Given the expressions A, 6x plus 8, and B, 2x minus 6. If x equals negative 3, which expression has a higher value? Okay, so first we need to evaluate each expression. A is 6 times negative 3 plus 8. So that means 6 times negative 3 is negative 18 plus 8. So subtract and take the sign of the higher, that would be negative 10. And B is 2 times negative 3 minus 6. So 2 times negative 3 is negative 6 minus 6, which is, again, combine those and keep it negative, so negative 12. Okay, so now we know what the values are, which expression has a higher value. Now remember, whenever you're dealing with negative numbers, the bigger the number that it looks like, actually the lower it is, because the further left you go, the lower the number gets. So actually the higher of these two numbers would be negative 10. So let's write that down. A has a higher value because negative 10 is greater than negative 12. Okay, number 3, well, 23, I should say, the third word problem. A food cart at the park sells frankfurters F, hamburgers H, and soda S. Each item costs $2. The owner uses the expression 2 times F plus H plus S to calculate sales totals. During 1 week, 14 frankfurters, 18 hamburgers, and 26 sodas were sold. Find the total sales made this week. Okay, so we're going to plug that in. 2 for the dollars times F was 14 frankfurters plus H is 18 hamburgers plus 26 for the sodas. Okay, so that's our expression. Now we need to do the parentheses first, so we need to add first. So I'm going to write this on the side here, 14, 18, and 26, and do some adding here. So 4 plus 6 is 10, plus 8 is 18, carry the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's the sum of the numbers in the parentheses, 2 times 58. So I'm going to do some multiplication here. 2 times 8 is 16, carry the 1. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 1 is 11. So that is 116, and that's the total number of sales. That's a dollar amount, so let's put a dollar sign in front of that, $116. Okay, moving on. 24, the Longshore Boat Company charges $40 per person for a tour. If someone cancels, the tour company will refund $25. To calculate a day's sales, the boat company uses the expression 40P minus 25C, where P equals people who make reservations and C equals cancellations. On Saturday, 52 people made reservations and 6 people canceled. How much money did the Longshore Boat Company bring in on Saturday? Okay, so we have the expression 40P, and P is the number of people who made reservations, which was 52. So 40 times 52 minus 25C, and C is the number of people who canceled, which was 6. So 25 times 6. So that makes sense because this is how much money they're bringing in, and this is how much money they had to refund or give back. So that will tell them how much they have left. Okay, so I'm going to go on the side again here and do some multiplication. 40 times 52. So 2 times 0 is 0. 2 times 4 is 8. Then we put a 0 here and go 5 times 0 is 0, and 5 times 4 is 20. And then we add those numbers together, so 0, 8, 0, 2. Okay, so the first part is 2,080. And the next part is 25 times 6. 6 times 5 is 30, carry the 3. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 3 is 15. So then we need to subtract 150. Okay, so the final part is now I'm going to subtract 150 from 2,080. So that would be 0. 8 minus 5 is 3. Borrow from the 2 and make that a 10. So 10 minus 1 is 9, and bring down the 1. So that is again a dollar amount, how much money they made, $1,930. Not bad for a day's work. Okay, last one. We have expressions T, H, and R. Find the value of each expression when x equals -7 and put the letters in order from least value to greatest. Okay, so that's similar to the one we did before. First, we're going to find out what t is. So 2 times negative 7 minus 5. Negative 7 minus 5. Combined 7 and 5 is 12, and they're both negative, so negative 12. Then multiply 2 times negative 12 is negative 24. Then h, we have 6 minus 2 times negative 7. Okay, so 2 negatives again becomes positive, so 6 plus 2 times 7 is 14, and that would be 20. And r, 4 times negative 7 minus 3. So multiplying 4 times negative 7 is negative 28 minus 3. Now those are again both negative, so we're going to add them together and keep it negative 31. Okay, now to put them in order, the lowest number, remember because we're dealing in negatives, the bigger the value, the lower it really is. So r would be the lowest, then the next negative number would be t, and then the positive number would be the highest. So r, then t, then h. Okay, so I hope you found this helpful, and if you're enjoying our videos, please come visit us at themathmasters.com, and you can also find this worksheet for purchase on that website as well. Thanks for watching.